on. Well, I don't know if I'm catching everybody at dinner or at whatever, but I did want to go ahead and go live. I'm not in the center of the building. I'm not in what was really like a dungeon in a lot of ways. Hi everybody. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am now in a regular room. I just got moved up here just minutes ago. Met some really fantastic nurses, really positive, good energy. Got the blanket on, got sheet. It's just like a whole different world all of a sudden. Like all the IVs and stuff were out of my arms where I had these huge gunked up third world country stuff. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, still have the original gown on since I've had on for since Thursday. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna get a new gown, new sheets, new bed. Bed is super comfortable. Um, got a little bit of black coffee going here, so I'm feeling like almost like something could be normal. Anyway, so I know that a lot of you guys are asking for updates and such, and I just have not been able to get around to that with you guys. So, anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you guys are all happy out there. I am happy as a bed bug. I couldn't be more tickled pink to be in this bed. Is it streaming? I want to make sure it's streaming. So, um, anyway, just making sure because I'm doing it on my phone, so it's a whole different world. But anyway, the nurses have been amazing, and the ones that are up here, um, guys, I don't know how to express it, but the last 5 days have been, I had to worry about the surgery for the first 3 days. I'm on a moment's call to go get a chest tube, get 7 plates on my ribs, and to get my hole in my lung pack sealed up. But my body sealed up the lung right away, so that's why they delayed it. For when I first came into trauma, I would have had a chest tube. I would have had plates on my ribs. I would have had the patch on my lungs. It would have been a whole thing. But they had seen that I healed myself. The patch, my body patched itself. The lung was okay. And so waiting on that, the anxiety level of trying to get things done, oh man, I really need a shake. There was just a lot there, a lot going on. And so just understand that I have tried to respond and try to engage and be those things as best I can. And I will tell you guys, the stress, the worry that I've been under has been immense. Now that is why I asked for, like an Ativan or a Valium or something to help take the edge off and to get my blood pressure and heart rate down. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're probably gonna take my heart rate and my blood pressure. Like, you don't even have one. You're so chill. Maybe. Mm, it's not the best coffee, but it's the best coffee, right? So, hey, Jonathan Marsh, good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. So remember, like, share, comment. And this is my new poke, so I feel way better. It's not the one. I have a little bit of there's some lumps in my arm here. I'm gonna have to work with some DMSO and some other stuff to get this to break up. It's not good. Things were very out of control down there in the ICU. A lot of decisions being made for me, a lot of decisions that really weren't mine. Food. I mean, I don't. How does a hospital nutritionist look at the food that they provide in a hospital and go, nailed it? I mean, it's just not even like you went to schools first. It's not this. So anyway, just a lot of things happen down there. I'm not always proud of my being able to get back to you guys the way I should. I've been a little bit grumpy. I've been a few things like that. But hey, Beth, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. So I am in the new room in St. Joseph, Wichita, Kansas. Karen, good to see you. Thank you so much for checking in. So we're still watching the blood clot. We're still watching for clots to throw through the body because that's a possibility. But I do think a lot of what I have done with my health and other things have really set me up for success. So let's give a quick little rundown on the story. I know I've tried to put out a few videos and some responses here and there. Sorry, I'm looking at my arms. Just look like I look like a drug addict or something. It's bad. Anyway, so let me give you the rundown. The best I have, the best information I have. Thursday morning, I woke up. I had an amaretto sour about 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. That was it. I had water at before and after that. I had ice cream about 1:30 or something like that. Hey Edward, good to see you, man. And went off to bed. Got up, it was about 5:30, 5:45, somewhere in there. It was closer to 6 than it was 5. And I'm like, oh, I got a little ass regurg, like, well, yeah, no big deal. Go get a pinch of salt, watered it down, even filled up my water cup, my copper cup, one you guys see on the show all the time. And I walked in the bathroom. I started walking to the bed. I was like, oh, like having a little dry heave. I'm like, sometimes when I put salt on my stomach and I haven't drank a little water with it or had a little food before it, my stomach can act like it's gonna, give me some business, right? Hey, Amanda, good to see you. So having I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll sit in the tub and I'll do a little hacking. Didn't really go anywhere. I'm like, all right. I stand up, grab my cup. I'm walking out of the bathroom, and hey, Kelly, good to see you. And somewhere between just the threshold of the door in the bathroom, right in that zone, I guess I hit the warp field or whatever it was, the teleporter, and I passed out. Now, I come awake with this acute pain, this severe pain in my back, thinking it's a kidney stone. I'm like, God dang, I'm throwing a kidney stone. I kind of felt like I had some symptoms of that. Kind of felt like there was a thing going on. And I'm like, I'm throwing a kidney. This is why it's so severe. Like I can't breathe. Well, it's finally like I take a magnesium bath, put DMSO on it. Nothing is helping. I mean, just touching it at this point now is. I'm like, I got to go to the doctor. I got to go to the hospital. I got this pain is too much. And guys, tell you right now, hey Edward, thank you for responding, Amanda. This is a point where I think, okay, this is where I don't have anything in my house that will kill pain at that level. So I'm still sticking to my script, still sticking to my, staying away from the doctors. Hey, Kevin Stevens, man, good to see you. And so I go to Andover because I don't want to go to Wesley. I don't want to go to St. Joe. I don't want to go to St. Francis, which are all, big corporate, you know, trust or big hedge fund stuff, right? And anyway, so I'm like, I'm gonna go to Andover, get there. They're like, yeah, let's get you in. Let's get you an X-ray. The guy comes back. He goes, listen, you don't have a kidney stone. You have broken ribs. I'm like, I mean, this is like I'm laying there writhing in pain. He's like, what? I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, you have 7 fractures and 5 ribs. So in 2 of the ribs, I have 2 fractures. I'm like, he goes, listen, you're a trauma patient. You have a puncture in your lung, and we need to get you either St. Joe, or I'm sorry, to Wesley or St. Francis. They're the only 2 units that can do this. So obviously my pressure is starting to go off like a rocket. He's like, man, we're gonna take care of you. We got a bus coming. We'll get you an ambulance here, and we'll truck you over. Lights and sirens. We'll get you taken care of. So I'm crying. I'm not, there's just a lot of things happening like this. Um, he's like, hey, I hear the bus pull up, lights and siren. You can hear the sirens. They're like, hey, we're here to take you. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Nice to meet you. And I was being, cordial and stuff like I would have wanted to be any other time. Severe pain, but, I'm still being cordial. I'm like, broken ribs. So what had happened, let me catch you up on that part of the story there, which is kind of it's a two-way, the story goes two different directions, right? One's a kidney stone, one's passing out. So when I passed out, I hit the ribs. Now listen, guys, here's the thing. If I had not hit my ribs on the toilet, I would not have slowed the momentum of my body down. And when I hit the back of my head on the tub, I would have probably done some severe damage or maybe even fatal. So I, so that's a blessing. 7 fractures is better than me drooling or being dead. I mean, I'm trying to be very honest about that. So as I start realizing a lot of things and this whole broken rib thing, and I've got a hole in my lung, and that's why I couldn't breathe because there was a problem with me breathing. But I've had a problem breathing when I was passing kidney stones. So as I'm sitting there and I'm riding across town in the bus, and lights and sirens are blazing across town, and my mind's already running. Again, I don't really know why there was a delay in my memory, why I was thinking that it was a kidney stone, but then I I broke my. Oh, hey, John Kennedy, man, good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you in a minute, man. I miss you, brother. Good to see you. So as I, my mind's running. I'm already a worrier. You guys know that about me. I'm already overthinking everything. The anxiety's building, the whole thing. They roll me into the trauma bay, which is a completely different part of the hospital. Its own entrance, its own surgical centers. Everything's completely different there. So I roll in with obviously with them. I'm laying there on a gurney. I can't get out. The guy's like, okay, we got to put another poke in you. They roll the tray with the knives all, you hear the metal and they were setting up for surgery. So I start crying, and the guy's like, "Oh, hey, well, you'll probably need blood for this, and it's a possibility you could bleed out. So we need to know if you're willing to take donated blood." So hey, why not? This is I might as well just add more tears to the. I'm starting to panic. My body is just like overloading, and then they're talking about some other questions they ask you that are end of life, and these are not, hey, what's your address? What's your social security? It's it's you know it's the bad stuff. And I went with this with Martin Charlie. I've done a lot of this stuff. I've helped other people. So I mean, I'm already in a panic. Well, then I hear this, like everything kind of slowed down for a second. And I hear the doctors in the corner. I can tell it's them. They seem, it's a different conversation. And they're like, no, 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 no. Kind of, I'm like super hyper listening to everything I can. Well, the doctor comes over, he, puts a hand on my shoulder, he's like, Mr. Price. I'm like, yeah. He goes, we looked at the S-ray from Andover into one. Hey, Linda, good to see you. And we've looked at the one now we've taken here at St. Francis, and we haven't seen anything change. So that means that the air going into your abdomen has stopped. So it looks like we can not do surgery. And I'm like, great. I I'd have taken any other option at that point because a chest tube 7 plates on your ribs, and fixing your lung is a lot of cutting, a lot of things. And so I was getting ready to skip all that. And those things are, you've heard the chest, pulling the chest tube out of you stuff. But I will tell you though, the crackling and the air up in the neck and on the shoulder and down in my abdomen, I will tell you, I know that there's air there. And it's a weird, it's painful in a different way. It's not like an ache pain, it's not like a stinging pain, it's just a different pain. So as he's telling me like, well, hey, we could slow this train down, and we could just put you in observation in ICU, and we can make better decisions then. I'm like, yes. So all of a sudden the room just goes dead. A minute ago there's like 20 people. Hey, Elwood, good to see you. There's like 20 people in the room just a second ago. And all of a sudden it's like zoop. So I go from, you know, ER, ambulance ride, trauma bay, trauma unit, getting ready to get my, I mean, like I said, they're gowned, they're doing the whole, they got the knives out. We're doing the thing. We're doing some business. Getting ready to intubate the whole thing. And then all of a sudden it just drops off because they saw that in the x-ray I wasn't collecting any more air. It looked the same. Like, well, we can get a scan and we can do this and that and we'll check and we'll see where we're at. I'm like, yeah. But then going from that to a quiet room where you don't know where you're at. No, but like there was like one person over in the other corner. Like it just felt like the biggest room they could have. It was really weird. And so I'm trying to get my shit together. I'm crying. I'm like, hypervent. Like, well, you need to calm down. I'm like, yeah, cool idea, guy. That's cool stuff. So they're like, well, we're gonna take you to ICU. I'm like, cool, yeah, let's, whatever we gotta do. And so I'm still processing the emotions, still processing the broken ribs. I'm still processing how it happened. And they're like, well, do you hurt anywhere else? No, I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, um, and all of a sudden, they're like, boom, they're traveling, going down there. They put me in an ICU room, and I tell you what, that room was so loud. There was pipes in the wall that made noise. It was like an intersection where people came around the corner. The one door here to my right was where a set of doors were hinged. So every time anybody went through those doors, chunk, chunk, how hospital doors have that big panic bar and that whole thing. Well, that was like, I'm like, what are we doing? So I didn't sleep, guys, for the first 3 days. I got little 20, 30-minute naps in. I mean, I was getting x-rays at 4 a.m. I was getting blood draws at 1 a.m. I was getting breathing treatments at 2 a.m. I'm like, I was like, and I was just delirious. And so I was trying to keep, I was trying to let you guys know something happened, keep you guys in bay, but I was struggling. Struggle bus was real. And so I love all of you guys who immediately reached out, people tried to show up, tried to do different things. But thank you for all the kindness and the warm wishes and the love and the love yous and the get wells and the I'm praying for yous and the group prayers. Because I needed it. Not just this vessel, but Jim needed it. And so the first day, I'm still living on the edge. Okay, well, we don't know. We're gonna reevaluate at 2 o'clock, and then at 2 o'clock, we went. They started doing more tests. Hey, Kathy Martinez, and so started doing more tests. Well, then the doctors gonna come in like 5 or 6. So I'm sitting there like from 2, thinking, okay, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. And that's what I think I finally did a video because I didn't want to alert you guys to what was going to happen or not happen. I wanted to, if we're going to surgery, right? He's like, well, we're going to keep watching it. We're not going to do surgery today. We'll look at you tomorrow. We're going to keep looking. We're going to, keep watching. We're keep giving X-rays, see if anything changes. And I was like, that whole thing, right? As like, I was just so, day one comes and goes. I I don't eat because they keep telling me, well, sips of water, no food, no water, because we're gonna go to surgery, right? We're any minute now. We're Be careful, Jimmy. We're coming for you. We're gonna do surgery. And so it was a lot. And I mean a lot. I mean a lot. It was They could have done so many things more for the human in that moment. They just didn't. And I was really like, it really bothered me. Not my business how they handle their life or how they treat people, but it's like, it really did. I was like, there's a lot of other people that, this could be a mental break for them going through all this. This could be something that could transition them in a way that they wouldn't come out of. And so I just was like, and so I'm thinking that side of it. I'm thinking about, you know, and the whole thing. So then here comes Friday. So I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying not to not show things. I don't know. This screen is really small. So, oh, Mississippi praying for you, man. Thank you for that. Mick Magazine. Thank you. So, trust me, there was a lot of prayers necessary. So, as I'm, they're bringing me trays of food I haven't ordered. I can't eat. I'm like, why are you guys letting food come in here? I can't eat. We don't know when the next surgery is gonna happen. So Thursday we finish out Thursday. Friday comes along, we're still doing the we don't knows. My blood pressure, guys, was 193 over 163 most of the weekend. Not like it was a once in a while. It was just stayed there. My heart rate was between 130 and 160 as a constant. It never would go low. And they would, and I kept saying, "Can you give me something for anxiety? Can you give me something of Valium, Ativan? Can you give me something that just can calm this down?" Well, we'll see what the doctor says. Like, is this the first time you've ever dealt with like emotional trauma? So, I haven't eaten. I can't get up the bathroom by myself. I can't pee without myself. And I'm not dizzy or anything, but they want me, and so I'm peeing in a jug, and that's not real pleasant. It's not a big deal, but there's a lot going on. And so Thursday goes, Friday goes, and Saturday, like, okay, well, it looks like you can go ahead and we can just go ahead and let you eat. Well, I've been sipping water for 2 days. I haven't really eaten since Wednesday. Like, so, well, they're like, well, you got this, and you got that, and we're watching this, we're watching that. But they're like, well, you healed up. Your blood clot's fine, which is awesome. Cool, thank you. But then the blood pressure thing, and they're like, "Well, what you need to calm down. You need to breathe." It's like, listen, sweetheart, I'm not the only human being I care about or worry about. I got an entire audience, an entire world, I got an entire existence that I think I worry about and what we can do to help each other. So it's not easy for me just to turn that off in the middle of all these things. Jimmy went back to California to finish out his schooling on Friday. And that was a whole nother deal because I was, needed to give him some money, and it was just just a lot of things going on there. So as I'm, trying to deal with just personal stuff and act like I'm kind of normal and, responding to you guys in a video and text, it's just been completely wonderful. But I will tell you guys, listen to me, listen, and I want you to listen to this. I am in the same exact hospital, and I literally wanted to kiss the feet of the women, the two women that brought me into this room, the two nurses, and said that they wanted to take care of me because the amount of energy, feel good energy, the pleasantness, the humanity. Now, I'm not saying the women downstairs weren't humans, and I weren't saying that they weren't doing their best, but just that whole atmosphere down there, it doesn't allow for that thriving. And so as they put I got a little blanket here, got my, like I said, I've had this on since Thursday. And that's another thing, quality of care. Like, why am I still wearing the same thing from Thursday? Why haven't I had a shower? And I will tomorrow. I'm gonna get some sleep tonight after this video, and I'll shower in the morning and feel like a new man on that part of it. But I feel like a new man just being in this room. I mean, this the difference is breathtaking. Like I said, I'm not trying to hurt or blame anybody in particular, but in that process, the biggest thing I learned is how we forget that we're human beings. We forgot about the humanity of it. We forgot that we should do better and be better for each other and listen and genuinely give a shit. I'm gonna I you. You would think there would be a little bit more like, hey, what can we do to help you? Is there I try to get a pain blocker, they're like, well, we don't do that. I'm like, we can ask. I'm like, please. What was happening is every time I would cough, it would hurt that area. The spasming from that area would just ignite. So imagine, got broken ribs, but then we take all those cramps around and go, "Argh." And they're already sore because they already were kind of screwed with. And anyway, well, then they're trying to do pain management. And this is the other part of the humanity of it. They weren't touching my pain. They were getting me to a 7-8. And they were like, cool, high five, got it, nailed it. I never was painless the entire time, ever. I was never out of pain. I was always, and so if I cough right now, you'd watch me wince and just this amazing pain moment, right? But they never touched the pain. I'm telling 'em, like, it goes 10, 12 off the scale when I cough. And I guess they're just, I guess they're, they've seen too much CIS or SCI or, where people are, House, the House, Dr. House and all that. Maybe they used to seeing, I mean, like, listen, people, I don't take ibuprofen, much less any of this other shit. And I don't want it going through my liver or my body. I would like to just kill this pain so I can calm myself down. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. So the humanity of it was so lost. And I shouldn't be able to say that about a hospital. I shouldn't be able to say that about nurses or doctors or surgeons or trauma unit specialists. So I wasn't able to get up and look in the mirror. I wasn't able to brush my hair. I wasn't able to I could only and then get this. This is a whole nother weird thing of this. Justine, good to see you. Oh, I need the prayers, Justine. Don't give up on that now. So they would yell at me because I would swing my legs off because I had to pee. But then one person would say, well, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. And the next person would tell me, no, don't worry about it. Oh, yeah, tell us, don't tell us. Yeah, tell us. They had sensors in the bed if I got up. And so there was just a lot of incongruity, and it wasn't same, right? Things weren't always the same. But I got meds going in. I've got supposedly stuff to. Oh, and then they want to be put me on blood thinners. I said I don't want a blood thinner. I don't want that. Well, this is an anticoagulant. Just it's not a blood thinner. It's just to make sure you don't throw a clot. And I'm like, oh, whatever Trojan horse shit you're giving me. So they're giving me injections in my belly for that, which hurt like a tetanus shot. Then it was, hey, it just seemed like everything was just really not what it should have been. The pain was out of control. The people, I just felt like they couldn't get personal. Now there was a couple of that got kind of chatty, and I was trying to use humor because I'm in so much pain, and that's guys. If I tell you I'm in pain and I'm laughing about it and giggling, I'm trying not to show you the pain. So anyway, I'm going through all these things, and the humanity was so lost. Was embarrassing. The pillows, the bed, the just everything about it. TV controller, how I could go to the bathroom and stuff like that. And that really scared me that the humanity was so lost. And this is where you should probably find the greatest humanity of all. Hey Sarah, good to see you. So I lessons. And I'm gonna try not to cry through all this. So you got to hang in with me, okay, guys? I learned that there's tragedies that we do with human beings that just happen. These nurses that do this all the time, they kind of forget what it's like to lay on the gurney. You kind of forget what it's like to fear that you're losing your life, that you are in so much pain that there maybe you may, I poked a hole in my lung, and so then as I'm seeing these people do their jobs, and I'm like, well, is this the pressure you're under? camera in the back. That's not what I want. I want camera. How about that? Can anybody hear me out there? Huh? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, let's keep going. I'll keep on this. So, um, okay. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Rebecca's it up here. Okay. So I guess you guys will get the audio. I apologize. So let me go back a little bit. I don't know where you guys listen to, but the tragedy of the human being and the things that we lost in this thing is really it's sad that we weren't able to be better for each other and as humans. And if this was what the hospital industry does and how they act with their patients, it really causes me to pause because I know what I was going through. And I was holding myself together fairly well, but I can only imagine what other people go through. I can't imagine what it would be like to have all those things happening right in front of you and not be able to manage those things. So, okay, I got the camera out. Yep. So, I'm sorry, guys. I got the camera back here. Um, so real quick here. I'm sorry, trying to get the video back. So, let's go back a little bit. So, when I was going through the ICU stuff, this is where life is tragic. Things are going on. Things are happening, right? And so I was really struggling with all the different things that I was seeing happening. And I'm thinking, what's the humanity of this? What are we doing? And if we can't treat each other better than that, and we can't do better than that, then we've lost a society because this is a hospital. This is where we should be our best. But if they're worried about the ones and zeros of things and they're worried about the bottom right hand corner because it's Via Christi, a holdings company, we've lost what medicine is. This is not medicine. And I was fearing the surgeries. I was fearing anything they were going to do to me the whole time. So as all this was going on, let me give you the idea, guys, real quick, that when I broke the ribs, when I fell back, when I fell back, I was I was when I fell back, I hit my ribs. My ribs took the first bit of impact, so I didn't hit the back of my head, which the back of my head would have been far more tragic, and probably we wouldn't be having this conversation. Just plain and simple of it. But the real world of it is that we have so much of these things. Oh, why does this phone have to do that? Anyway, I worry about humanity. I worry about us. I worry about where we're going as society because it's actually very tragic to see these things going on. Jimmy left to go to California to finish his class, schooling out there on Friday. Still don't know if I'm having surgery. I still don't know there's just so much going on. But I want to give you guys this as the humanity of life, of things were happening, as things were going on. I looked at a lot of different things differently, and it worried me. Obviously, I worry about a lot of our society and things like that already, and I worry about what we are and who we are and those things. And so the food wasn't that great. I mean, they kept bringing down trays of food. They were taking blood at 1 in the morning and taking X-rays at 4 and doing breathing treatments at 2 a.m. and it was like all these things were just over. And then I had the medications, and then one medication was injected and one medication was oral. And then they were like, "Well, you need to get up and walk." I'm like, "Well, nobody told me I could because you told me not to get out of bed." "Well, you're not sitting in your chair." I'm like, "Well, that chair is horribly uncomfortable." And he's like, so there's all these things going on all at the very same time. I mean, there was just so much happening. and I don't know how much you guys have heard or how much I'm repeating at this point, but we got to do better. I mean, this is I laid on a gurney crying to another man who didn't seem to give two shits that him slicing me open, putting metal plates on my ribs, putting a tube up in my chest, patching my lungs was just a Thursday afternoon. So I spent the last 5 days in ICU, and I was not able to get my blood pressure under control. I was 193 over 160, 160, 170. That was my running number for days, not a moment here or there. That was days. That's with medication. That's with blood pressure medication on board. My heart rate was an average of 160. My heart rate was an average of 160. And so I was going through that stress. They're trying to get stuff to dump down. I'm like, I'm I need Ativan. I need something to take the emotion away from me. I'm blown out here. And they didn't care because it wasn't in the protocol. It wasn't in the schooling. It wasn't how they do it. And the loss of humanity was really amazing in that moment. And guys, I had this bandage they just took off right here on my arm, which is right about there. You can kind of see that I've got a huge lump in my arm in there. I don't bruise, guys. I got another huge lump in my arm over here. Look at that. They have me two IVs on both sides. I'm getting food I can't eat. I can't eat because I'm getting ready to have surgery. I'm sipping water for 2 days. They're giving me all these things that dry me out. My mouth is horribly dry. My tongue even split on the end. My mouth got so dry that my tongue split. I'm not on here to complain about. I just want you guys to know what I've been going through and a lot of the details of it. But let me get you this. We got to do better for each other. We got to stand up and be more for each other, and whatever that means. I don't figure it out. We got to do compounds, communities, get together. When two or more, I am there with you. I mean, guys, you can say you can either believe the Bible or not believe the Bible, but don't tell me you believe the Bible and you don't want to get together with human beings because you're full of shit when you don't go with what the Bible says. Two or more are together, I am there with you. Your creator greets you. Your power is magnified. So let's all figure this out. Let's all do better. Let's do a whole thing on how we can make the world a better place, right? Because each one of us is that little candle, that little light, and we can do so much more. But I want to go back and tell you a quick little thing here in the middle of all this. I haven't had a good relationship with my daughter, one of my daughters, Kimberly, and it's not her fault. It's not her fault at all. It's on me. This I take ownership for whatever it is, okay? But I did text her, "Hey, I have 7 fractures on 5 ribs, a hole in my lung, and I'm in the ICU, and I don't know how long. I don't know when I don't know when if or when I'm gonna have surgery." And whether this tragedy was I didn't hit my head as hard as I should have because my ribs are fractured and my lungs got a hole on it, that's that doesn't matter anymore because I got to talk to my daughter. And I got to have a genuine conversation with her in the middle of all this third world country bullshit that was going on and the pain and the misery that I was dealing with and just the ineffective care that I felt could have been better, should have been better. I got to talk to my daughter who I hadn't talked to in really since 2013 when Jimmy graduated. So guys, you may see a guy with some wrinkles on his face and a little saggy here because I'm not hydrated and I'm not really what I should be, but I don't care. Because my little girl talked to me. My little girl reached out to me and she sent me some pictures of her beautiful babies and I got to talk to her and we just got to talk. We got to be a little bit of family in that moment. And I don't give a shit if this is $1 million hospital stay. I cut my leg off. I don't care. I got to talk to Kimberly. I got to talk to Kimberly, and that was everything. So, guys, no matter what it seems like, if you stub your toenail, lose a fingernail, you know, I mean, Greg Biffle died in a car crash with his entire family. What a blessing that others weren't left behind, that were in that middle family. And I know it seems weird, but we're I got to experience that. And so, if falling back on my ribs and breaking them 7 times, sign me up. I get to see my girl. Sign me up, because we are worth it. You are worth it. Humanity, the life we have, is worth living with purpose. And to see her with her curly hair and her beautiful smile, it was everything. I got, so what I got to do is, Rebecca tried calling in the middle of this. That's why it happened. But I got my other 3 grandchildren sitting right out the side of the door, and I'm so lucky. This is the life I wanted. This is the life I wanted. I wanted community. I wanted life. I wanted to be more. I wanted to be more alive. I wanted to have more family, more babies, more everything. And guys, all this bullshit that they're making us chase and worry about, and Maduro and all that stuff, is just funny as hell when you think about, and none of that means anything, really. Because if we don't have a family, we don't have a friend, we don't have a friend in a fire, we're not looking at that beautiful infrared being released out of the wood and into our eyes and healing our body. God, guys, I'm telling you, we got to fix that. We got to work this out, and we're all better for it. And let's do better. So I've rambled on for almost an hour now. Sorry about the delay in the video there. I was when iPhone. I'm on my iPhone, so I don't have a good system. It just sucks. Um, but I'm in a beautiful room. I'm in a beautiful room. I mean, to me, it's like heaven. I was literally, guys, I felt like I was in like the office space down on the, that, oh, I get my stapler, that's my stapler, that whole thing. I really felt like I was in the dungeons of things. I mean, the people were sweet, but it just concerned me that we lost track of the humanity. We lost track of what we could be for each other. And, I haven't had a bath since Wednesday. I haven't done any washing. I haven't shaved. I think I brushed my teeth once because they let me. Um, but guys, this is the world we live in. Let's do better for each other. You guys are all amazing, and I really do appreciate every single one. And guys, you guys know I know you. Each one of you, I know when you text, I know who you are. We have personal conversations, and I do that because it's important. But they wouldn't give me painkillers to cover my pain. I was sitting at 7 to 9 all the time. They're like, "Oh, okay, cool, high five." Oh, how about a zero pain? How about a zero anxiety? So, and little Charlie's out there giggling, and you just hear him just outside the door. And so, guys, thank you for everything. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being great. Um, I don't know if I'm going to be able. I mean, I could try to do a show tomorrow. I'd have to get my laptop up here. I could probably do one that way. But if this all goes well tonight and tomorrow, because the blood pressure wouldn't go under, the top number would not go under 160 to 150. The lowest I could get, the bottom number was like 130. Average, like I said, was like 190 to 160. And then my heart rate was averaging 130 to 160, 166, 170. That was my heart rate for days. Days, 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 days. So hey, I could take it, but I don't know if it's necessary. Right? So let's all do better, huh? I love you guys deeply, and more than you will ever know, in a true and honest way. If there's anything I could do for you guys, please let me know. I will be there for you. But this was a kind of a slap in the face of things, right? But let me give you this, guys. Listen, another positive, right? I didn't bang my head open, right? So I broke the ribs instead. Ideal, right? But everything else is up from here. I've been in ICU for 5 days of the new year. I get to go up from here. Everything is up, right? Everything's up from an ICU visit, right? So I look forward to seeing you guys. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna play it by ear this week, okay? I am a little short of breath still. I'm not. I got a little snotty because I was crying. But let's make sure I will probably definitely. No, let me do this. I will definitely be back by Monday. Okay. But between now and then, I may jump on a live. I may do a quick video. But I love you guys dearly. Please don't give up on each other. Please don't give up on humanity. This is what we're supposed to be here for. Whether you think you're reincarnated, whether you think God created you, whether you think you came out of the primordial ooze, I don't give a shit what you think your origin story is. Be better for each other now. The now is what this is about. The now. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you. So let's do that for each other. Let's figure out how to help each other. And I don't know. I may have to go live with Ed and Tucson if they evict me out of my house. We'll have to figure that out. So I don't know how to pay for all this stuff. Well, I don't know how this shit works, and I don't think ICU. I don't think they have a coupon. You have to see if they have something in the Eagle. Wichita Eagle. I'm just kidding. I'm being a smartass. So, guys, understand that most of the time, if I'm trying to be cute and funny or sarcastic, is a lot of times because I've been in severe pain, and I have been in a lot of pain in the last few days. It's been more than I could ever imagine or realize. All right, guys, I love you dearly. Don't ever give up on each other, no matter what it is. And shitty people, stop being shitty and walk away from shitty people because they'll learn that they're shitty and then they can get better, right? And that's how we do that. All right, beautiful people out there. The beautiful people, the beautiful people. Still in ICU. No, no, Vince, I'm out, buddy. I'm out. I got out. I'm out. Room 6018 in St. Francis. 6018 in St. Francis. So love you guys dearly. Please don't give up on each other. We will talk soon. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out there. And I'll see you guys on Monday.